Hey folks, we're about to start that live video. All right, we are broadcasting simulcasting on Instagram and obviously Spreaker, and that's going to get your podcast out to everyone. No intro music tonight. Sorry about that, folks. I know you love that. This is just a Corey Stevens special, episode 38. The Rangers, man. We got a spent bullpen. Our bullpen is cooked till it's burnt to a crisp. But we have one thing going for us, and that is the Hawaiian hustle. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, our second baseman, who has been filling in an incredible way since Rougned Odor has been injured. We've got some former Rangers. Carlos Gomez would be the one. He's hitting walk-off home runs and dancing like a fool. It's fun to watch over there. Chris Bryant got hit in the head with a fastball right in the forehead. I think you've probably seen that. But if you have not, go check that video out. Scary, scary moment. And he still hasn't come back, I think, a day later or two. So we're wishing him well. Last but not least, there was a historic at-bat from Brandon Belt of the San Francisco 49ers. So it's a Tuesday night. We're loving to give you great content. We appreciate every one of you. You've been tuning in. We can see it. You are listening to us on Spreaker or iTunes or iHeartRadio. You're paying attention to us on Facebook, paying attention to us on Instagram. We appreciate every bit of that. I just want to let you know. So we just wrapped up on our other podcast, Drinking with the Boys, which is Cowboys focused. We just wrapped up a 1.5 hour special draft special. There's a lot of good content. If you haven't followed Drinking with the Boys on Instagram, go do that. And then just go click the link in the Instagram profile and listen to that. You're probably a football fan if you're a baseball fan in the DFW area. So go listen to that. We're recapping a lot of what other local experts have talked about with the Cowboys draft coming up in 2 days, less than 2 days. We're going to be there. I'm going to be there, actually, outside the draft, right outside the stadium. Chase is going to be there, too. It's going to be a fantastic time. We give you a lot of good stuff. Fun times, a lot of Cowboys stuff to talk about, off-season stuff. So go check out that episode. So now we're rolling right into Rangers and other baseball news. This has been a hell of a week. Let's just put it like that, and let's just take a break and chill. The Rangers still suck, and their bullpen is overworked like nobody's business. None of their starters are going long into the games. They had an off day, I think, last Thursday. Well, then right after that, they're using 4 bullpen arms on Friday, and then they're using more on Saturday and Sunday. And now last night, they gave up 6 runs in the 9th inning, blew that game to the Oakland A's last night. And not just, okay, well, hey, you give up some runs. You also got to give up all these arms, and now it's a losing effort because they lost 9-4. The bullpen is a huge issue, but it's not just the bullpen. So the basics is, hey, the Rangers starting pitching doesn't have the stamina to go long into the games. We're going to get Doug Fister back. That's going to be cool and all as a starting pitcher. But he's not renowned for going late into the games. If he can get you 6 innings, that would just be incredible. Thank you there. Appreciate that. Keep listening. Thanks for the comment. Kick ass. So, he's not the answer. If Mike Minor is definitely not the answer. He's coming back from injuries. The Rangers have to baby him. Guys like Fister and Minor, they don't have stamina or strength or just like skills in the starting pitcher position. Our best Big Sexy Bartolo Colon has been our best pitcher, he went 7 to 8 innings, bless his heart, and he keeps doing it, and he's going to be pitching. We're leaning on him. What the hell? Like it's a heck of a situation when we're leaning on 45-year-old, kind of washed up Bartolo Colon. We need more from starters 1 through 5, and we're not getting it. And so guys like Kiner-Falefa, who had an arm injury last year, they're not, we can't lean on him like we want to. Guys like Matt Bush, he's being overworked. Jepson, he's the one who gave up that home run last night. Claudio has the second most relief appearances out of any pitcher in all of baseball. So we can't be leaning on him. Jose Leclerc, he's going to get sent down for a second. I think he needs a rest. He's too much. The Rangers pitching is a giant problem. So that's just that. And we're going to move along. And, hey, whatever. We're going to play spring. We're going to play young guys. We're going to play young guys. But we're at April 24th. And it's been a long month. We're not even to the second month of the season, and we're already exhausted of this. So the great Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is second baseman, promoted from Hawaii. He was playing AAA, AA. He had ample time in the minors to kind of hone his game, and he's been a godsend at second base. Rougned Odor is injured, but we don't care because IKF is going 4 for 5 in games. It's beautiful. Kiner-Falefa was actually on Reddit, Texas Rangers subreddit, doing an Ask Me Anything, answering like a pro. He's a young guy who is incredibly thankful for his ability, his privilege to be at the major league level. And he says, hey, I'll do whatever. He's got a mature approach at the base, at the plate. He's hitting hard, but showing some patience. He shows some skills at second baseman, probably more defensive skills than Rougned Odor. He's been a bright spot. Joey Gallo continues to develop. Tonight in the 8th inning, it looked like Adrian Beltre did have a little bit of a problem. Hamstring injury or calf injury wasn't real pretty to watch, so we're going to have to keep check on that. Adrian Beltre, he kind of got cleated by, what's his face, the stupid-ass catcher who used to be at the Rangers. So that was kind of disappointing. But I don't know what's happening with him. It's definitely a developing story. But, Adrian Beltre has had a lot of leg injuries in the past, and it would be held to have him have a calf or hamstring injury because we already don't have Elvis at short. We don't have our starting second baseman. We don't have our center fielder. We can't afford to miss our third baseman, too. We don't have that many guys ready to play. It's like AAA out there because that's where everybody's coming from to fill in. It's been a hell of a time. So just to recap, Beltre got injured in the 8th tonight. Don't know what's going to happen there. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has been awesome. He hit 4 for 5 the other night. He said on Rangers subreddit on Reddit that was his favorite moment in the bigs. He has got a great attitude, great hustle, great defense for a young guy. And the bullpen is spent. So former Rangers, Carlos Gomez, he is with the Tampa Bay Rays. Dang, we could have used him in center field right now with Delino injured, but nobody could see that coming. So he was just feeling it the other night. He struck out. He broke his bat over his leg. He was so pissed. But then he gets up in the 9th, hits a walk-off home run. No doubt about it. From the moment he swung that, he knew it was going out. He watched it, threw his bat, flipped his bat, pranced around the bases, was celebrating with his teammates the entire time. You know what? I loved every second of it. Then he was like halfway down the third base line, and he starts to do a Ray Lewis dance. I don't know about that. Uh, maybe, yo, Carlos Gomez, you're no Ray Lewis. You don't get to do that. But no, he was loving every second of it. Walk off home run with authority, upper deck. So that was fun to watch. Go check that out, Carlos Gomez walk off if you haven't. That was just like 2 days ago. So recapping the last few days, Chris Bryant over the weekend, I believe, got hit right in the forehead with a 96 mile an hour fastball playing the Colorado Rockies. Dude, that was a scary moment. I think he was okay, but he was just so shaken up. He just had a fastball come right at his eye. It hit like right here. It turned his helmet around 360 degrees. It was down, hit it, knocked it up, turned it entirely around, broke his glasses. He's pulled out of the game. Hell of a time. So I mean, total accident. Nobody throws at heads. Chris Bryant, though, I think he missed today's game or yesterday's game. We'll see if he's doing all right still going forward. May have a concussion. I think the early report was he didn't have anything like that, but that was just a really scary moment. He was clearly shook up. Clearly his heart was pounding out of his chest, and Joe Madden was right out there to check on him from the dugout. Manager Joe Madden for the Cubs. So that's something to check on. One of my favorite things that happened the other day, Brandon Belt, just a journeyman player, to be honest, from the San Francisco Giants. He gets in an at-bat that probably went 12 minutes long. 21 pitches. He fouled off like 16 pitches and then finally lined out into right field to end it all. This was the first inning with like 1 out. And he forces the Angels pitcher to throw 40 pitches in that first inning, I believe. That was a hell of a show. I remember doing something like that in Little League and thinking it was crazy that I got up to 13 pitches. 21 pitches. People talk about that Ted Williams may have had a similar at-bat, but they weren't keeping records quite the same on pitch counts back in the day. So this is for the record book in the modern record-keeping era. This is the longest at-bat ever. So go check that out. That was a marathon. But you just got to think about the meaning of that. Like, that starting pitcher, the Angels starting pitcher, was pulled after 2 innings. He was already gassed. And just that as a strategy, honestly, is pretty valuable. I wonder, I know it's impossible. Like, like a half-ass swing, foul swing, it's not repeatable. You don't know that it's going to go foul. You're going to end up like a half-ass bunt and you're going to be out. But somewhere early in the game, to have a hitter who's kind of in a slump, maybe go up there and hack at it and get those foul balls, get that full count, and work that pitcher. Anything over 10 plus pitches, you've got a advantage, and that's something that you should pay attention to. That was a heck of an at-bat by Brandon Belt, so props to him. That's all we got for you. Chase is going to give you another episode coming up soon. So episode 38, kind of shorter. But like I mentioned, the Rangers, we're checking on Adrian Beltre and seeing how the season progresses. We're basically playing AAA here. And also go check out the Instagram Drinking with the Boys. Click that link. We just gave you a big old draft segment on the Dallas Cowboys and the entire NFL draft, which is coming up in 2 days, and we're going to be there. So fantastic news all around. Thanks for checking in. Listen to the podcast. We appreciate every one of you. Oh, by the way, we were drinking some Pegasus City High Point. There's some awesome folks who are going to be hooking us up. So stay tuned for that, Pegasus City Brewery in Dallas, Texas. Thank you all again for those who are joining. I can see you and I appreciate you. Drinking with the Boys podcast is up. Cold Beers and Curveballs podcast, episode 38 will be up, and 39 will be up soon. Thanks and good night.